1 in 4 new cars on American lots has been sitting there over 90 days. Dealers pay interest every single day that metal does not move. And 10 specific models are bleeding them dry right now. I've been turning wrenches for 26 years. I have seen the repair bills, and one car on this list is probably on your short list today. The worst one is being pushed hardest as the smart buy. Let's get into it. Number 10, the Nissan Altima. The Altima looks fine. It drives fine for about 40,000 miles. Then the CVT transmission starts shuddering at highway speeds. That is not a glitch. That is the Jotco CVT eating itself alive. Nissan extended the warranty to 84,000 miles because they knew. And they kept selling it. Dealers right now are sitting on 2,400 unsold Altimas from last year. Rebates are climbing past $4,000. That is not a discount. That is hazard pay. A replacement CVT runs between $4,800 and $6,200 installed. The discount does not even cover one failure. The second failure usually hits before the loan is paid off. The variable compression 2-liter turbo engine has its own list of sins, including timing chain guides that wear by 70,000 miles. Ask any tow truck driver which sedan they pick up most. The answer rhymes with Altima. Number 9, the Jeep Cherokee. Jeep killed the Cherokee nameplate. A brand built on rugged SUVs pulled the plug on one of its best-known models. Why? Because the 9-speed ZF transmission was a disaster from day one. Harsh shifts, phantom gear hunts, complete lockups at traffic lights. I have seen Cherokees with 42,000 miles come in for a third transmission. Third, not first, third. The engine bay heat also cooks the PCM, a $900 part, before labor. The rear differential on the active drive system fails around 70,000 miles, adding another 2,000 to the bill. The 2.4-liter Tiger Shark engine burns oil between changes, sometimes a full quart every 1,000 miles. Owners report check engine lights for cam phasers, oil control valves, and cooling fans in the same month. Dealers are offering 0% financing for 72 months. That's not generosity. That's desperation, wearing a suit. 6 years of payments on a transmission that will not last 3. Number 8, the Chevrolet Malibu. General Motors publicly announced the Malibu is dead after the 2025 model year. When a manufacturer euthanizes a car, dealers become undertakers. Residual values on the last generation. Malibu dropped 18% in 14 months. The 1.5-liter Turbo 4 has a known carbon buildup problem on the intake valves starting around 60,000 miles. The fix involves walnut blasting, which costs between $600 and $900. Nobody warns you at the signing table. The CVT paired to that engine also develops a shudder that General Motors quietly addresses with a fluid flush, not a real repair. The turbo actuator fails around 80,000 miles and triggers reduced power mode without warning. Interior rattles start before the first oil change, and the infotainment screen freezes in cold weather. Trade-in offers 3 years from now will insult you. The salesman will call it the last chance to own a legend. It's the last chance to throw your money into a car the company gave up on. Number 7, the Ford EcoSport. Ford quietly discontinued the EcoSport in North America. Dealers are moving the last batch like it is a limited edition. It is not limited. It is unwanted. It was built in India on a platform from 2003. That is not a typo. The platform was designed when flip phones were still cool. The 3-cylinder engine wheezes when getting onto a highway on-ramp. The rear hatch opens sideways, which is useless in any modern parking lot. Owners report brake booster failures around 55,000 miles. a $1,600 repair on a car that retailed for $22,000. The turbo itself starts leaking oil into the intercooler by 70,000 miles. Insurance companies rate it below average for crash protection and side impacts. The rear drum brakes are undersized for the vehicle weight, and they warp under normal highway braking. Real-world fuel economy sits around 24 miles per gallon, worse than SUVs twice its size. Dealers are slashing $5,000 off the sticker price. Walk past it. Keep walking. Number 6. The Mitsubishi Mirage. The Mirage is marketed as the cheapest new car in America. That's the bait. What the dealer does not tell you is that a Mirage depreciates faster than a banana in July. 52% loss of value in the first 36 months. The 3-cylinder engine makes 78 horsepower. My lawnmower has attitude. The continuously variable transmission, or CVT, whines like a dying blender. Insurance industry crash tests rated it poor in the small overlap front test. Not acceptable. Motor mounts crack by 40,000 miles because the 3-cylinder vibration tears them apart. Parts availability is already drying up because Mitsubishi announced the Mirage is discontinued globally. The cabin insulation is so thin that highway noise exceeds 75 decibels at 60 miles per hour, which is louder than a garbage disposal running next to your ear. Some trims come with 13-inch wheels, which is what my daughter's bicycle had. Cheap sticker, expensive lesson, and no dealer network to back it up. Number 5. The Dodge Journey. The Journey was discontinued a few years ago, but here is the scam nobody talks about. Dealers are still moving leftover and off lease Journeys through their certified pre-owned channels. The Journey rode on a platform from 2008. It came standard with a V6 engine that averaged 17 miles per gallon combined. 17 in a mid-size crossover. The 4-cylinder version was slower, and it still drank fuel like a frat boy at spring break. Interior plastics crack in the sun. Headliners sag by year 5. The rear air conditioning lines corrode and leak refrigerant, a $1,200 diagnosis most owners never solve. The 4-speed automatic on base models shifts like it is angry at you, and the 6-speed is not much better. Safety ratings from the insurance industry gave it marginal scores in multiple categories until production stopped. Dealers slap a certified pre-owned badge on them and charge a $2,000 premium. You are paying extra for a vehicle the company itself was embarrassed by. Number 4. The Infiniti QX50. On paper, it looks brilliant. A variable compression engine, a luxury badge, and a sleek design. In reality, the VC Turbo is one of the most over-engineered disasters of the last decade. Timing chain stretch, oil consumption issues, and sensor failures that throw the car into limp mode. A timing chain job on this engine starts at $4,200 and climbs from there. The resale value cratered 31% in 2 years. The CVT behind that engine struggles under the torque, leading to premature pulley wear. Infiniti's dealer network is shrinking, so warranty work requires longer tows and longer waits. The electronic parking brake module fails and locks the rear wheels, requiring a tow to a specialty shop. The panoramic sunroof drain tubes clog and flood the headliner, a problem that totals cars when insurance gets involved. Dealers are offering loaner rotations and free service credits to move them. When a luxury brand starts throwing in free oil changes, run. That's not a perk, that's a confession. Number 3. The Volkswagen Jetta. The Jetta used to be a European benchmark. Today, it is a Mexican-built rental car with a German badge. The 1.5 turbo has a high-pressure fuel pump failure rate that Volkswagen refuses to acknowledge publicly. Fuel pump replacement, $1,800. The 8-speed automatic hunts gears on slight inclines, which wears the valve body prematurely. The water pump assembly, which is plastic, cracks around 60,000 miles and dumps coolant without warning. Electrical gremlins in the infotainment system require full module replacements because nothing on this car is serviceable at the component level. The direct injection system carbons up the intake valves by 80,000 miles, requiring the same walnut blasting treatment that haunts the Malibu. Owners report door lock actuators failing one by one, each a $400 repair. Dealers offer $3,500 in bonus cash plus 0.9% financing. That is the cost of the first major repair built into the discount. They are not generous. They are math teachers. Number 2, the Toyota Mirai. This is the most insane thing on the lot. The Mirai is a hydrogen fuel cell sedan. Toyota built it and dealers cannot give them away. There are fewer than 50 hydrogen fueling stations in the entire United States, and most are in California. If you live anywhere else, you bought a $70,000 paperweight. Dealers in California are discounting Mirais by over $40,000. $40,000. And they still cannot move them. Toyota throws in $15,000 of free hydrogen, which runs out long before the car does. A full tank fill costs between $85 to $200 after that. The fuel cell stack itself has a replacement cost of more than $15,000 once the warranty expires. Hydrogen stations also break down constantly, meaning even California owners sometimes drive 30 miles to find one that is actually pumping. The car cannot be charged. It cannot be towed long distances safely, and it cannot be repaired by independent shops. Resale on a 3-year-old Mirai is roughly the price of a used scooter. You are not buying a car, you are funding a science experiment. Number 1. The Tesla Model S Plaid. Here it is. The one-used lots are most desperate to dump. Model S Plaids that stickered at $135,000 2 years ago are now trading at $54,000. 60% loss. The reason is not the performance. The performance is real. The reason is the battery. A full pack swap on a Plaid runs between $22,000 and $31,000. Out of warranty, you are on the hook. The 12-volt accessory battery fails on a predictable schedule, bricking the car until a technician arrives. The suspension control arms need replacing at 40,000 miles, and only Tesla service centers stock the parts. The door handles freeze in winter, locking owners out of their own cars during cold snaps. Insurance premiums on a Plaid run double what a comparable luxury sedan costs, because repair parts are back-ordered for months. Used lots buy them at auction cheap and flip them to buyers who see Tesla and Plaid and think they are getting a steal. The dealer is dumping it because the previous owner already figured out what it costs to own. Do not be the next owner. Every car on this list has the same fingerprint. A manufacturer gave up on it. A known flaw got buried under marketing. A discount appeared right before resale value collapsed. The next time a salesman says a car is heavily discounted, ask him how long that specific unit has been sitting there. Watch his face. The answer is in the pause.